position as the drivers are now just getting ready. They've just done their one-shot qualifying to set the grid for this sprint qualifying. Here we go. The lights are coming on now. We're about to go racing here in Spielberg, and it's lights out and away we go. And Tezza Mazza gets a good getaway. George SSJ tucking in, as we can see. Andrew Pittsmith has got a better start than Smurfy and is down the inside in towards turn 1. In the background, we got an Alpine off. An Alpine spun there in the background there. That's Andrew Pittsmith down to the back. So Andrew's had a nightmare of a start to this race as we come up towards turn 2. And we can see here we got Smurfy coming under pressure from Kenny. Kenny looking down the inside. And we've also got Tila TV looking around the outside of Darren at the moment. So that's currently a battle raging on between those at this point. But coming down towards turn 3 here, it's Tezza Mazza from George SSJ. We've got Smurfy in 3rd ahead of Kenny. Then there's Tila TV followed by Darren Peace B. Teward in 7th ahead of Matty Pitt, Michael Law and Andrew Pittsmith. After that spin, he's well off the back of them at the moment, but coming in towards the outer curve for the first time. It's line of stern at the moment. Doesn't look like there's too many side-by-side or action going on at this point, but Tezza Mazza getting a good start. George SSJ not letting him off the hook though. Tezza Mazza taking a decisive pole position in the one-shot qualifying session, but this is where it counts. This is where they're going to set the grid for Tuesday's Grand Prix. As Andrew Pittsmith currently a little way off at the back of them here in P10, coming out of the final corner. Oh, as we see Smurfy spun it. Smurfy's had a big moment there coming through the rolls from a corner, and he's going to drop down to 9th. Is Andrew going to get him here? I think he might. Well, Andrew's a long way behind, but Smurfy's struggling to get it going again, and Andrew Pittsmith moves himself into 9th place, and Smurfy getting it into the pits. So that's not gone at all well for Smurfy. I think there is a mandatory pit stop in a 25% race. Actually, we found that out at Excel last night, not at Excel, at Dynamic, sorry, should I say, sorry Dynamic, but we see Kenny and Darren side by side, and Darren dives down the inside. Kenny tried to get a cut back on him, couldn't do it. Tina Tiffy watching this unfold in the background. Pete Stewart and Matty Pitt are in hot pursuit, and in fact Mike Law is also on the back of these as he's looking out around the outside of Matty Pitt. Can he get the job done here coming into the braking zone? Matty Pitt's gonna just run him out of road there, and Mike Law with nowhere to go, but it's Darren, Kenny, Tina Tiffy, Pete Stewart and Matty Pitt and Mike Law all going at it here. A 6-car train battling over 3rd place at this point. They've got a bit of a gap back to Andrew and Smurfy well behind after having made that impromptu pit stop, but Kenny trying to look around underneath. Darren at the moment, he's got the run here coming down the hill towards the penultimate corner. He's having a look, trying to distract him in roads if he can. Nothing doing there. Tina Tiffy, Pete Stewart, Matty Pitt, Mike Law, bit of a gap back to Andrew Pittsmith, and Smurfy well behind as Tezza Mazza does the fastest lap of the race there, and he's pulled out an 8/10 gap to George SSJ at the moment. Darren, Kenny, Tina Tiffy currently still in close quarters at the moment. Into turn 1 they come here for the 3rd time in this race. Currently nothing at all separating these guys as they're battling it out. It's a bit of a DRS train right now, which the only driver who hasn't got the car in front of them with DRS is Kenny, but he's not able to make it work on Darren at the moment. Coming through turn 2 we come. Now Kenny might be able to get the run here out of this corner. If he can get a good run up this straight, then he'll be able to get him into turn 3. As we can see, Pete Stewart's got himself up into 6th place here ahead of Matty Pitt, so nicely done there. Matty Pitt's losing position, so he must have lost a bit of momentum there, but Matty Pitt's back down the inside of Mike. Oh, as we can see there, Pete Stewart going wide. He might get picked off by Mike as well here. Matty Pitt gets through. Mike also follows him through there, but Pete Stewart diving back down the inside for the outer curve, and it's back up into 7th place there. So great battling from these guys here in the early laps of this sprint qualifying session. Tezza Mazza's got 8/10 to George. George is just clinging to the coattails of him at the moment. Darren, Kenny, Tila Tiffy, Matty Pitt, Pete Stewart and Mike Law still going at it here in this 6-car battle for 8th place, as Mike Law's got 3-second time penalty. Mike Law's picked up a 3-second time penalty. What a shame there for him. That's going to really mess him over in this race as it stands, because as close as they are right now, if it stays that way, he's going to lose a lot of places should he make some up over the course of this race. But we've currently got Darren still with Kenny all over the back of him. We've got Mike Law now eyeing up a move here on Pete Stewart, looking down the inside here, coming up the hill towards turn 2. Somebody kicked off a bit of grass there. Don't know how, because it's not really a part of the track where you can get away with clipping the grass, but Mike Law gets the move done there on Pete Stewart, and up into 7th place he goes. And we've still got Kenny on the back of Darren. Tila TV still in close quarters ahead of Matty Pitt at the moment. These 4 guys still going at it. They've gapped Mike Law and Pete Stewart a little bit whilst they've been battling. George's got the gap down to 3/10 now to Tezza Mazza, so this is very much on here in the battle at the front. George is absolutely hassling him, although he's lost a bit of time there through that middle sector. Maybe George is slightly more equipped for the straights, and Tezza Mazza's possibly got a slightly more downforcey car because he seems to be pulling away in the middle sector, but then George seems to be running him down these parts of the track. Here we go, George with DRS. Let's watch and see how he closes the gap, as also keeping an eye on Matty Pitt. He's got the gap down to 2/10 to Tila Tiffy coming through turn 1, and actually, you know what, Tezza Mazza, yeah, he does get a lot better traction out of the slower corners than George does, and George has got the straight line speed, and with that DRS it helps him even more. It's actually within half a second of Tezza here. I tell you what, if George can get a good run out of turn 2, he might be able to set himself up for a move here. Once again, you can see the traction that Teza Muzza gets is far superior to George's. George now in the slipstream once again with the DRS. He's not going to make anything happen there, just down to the fact that he's too far back coming out of that DRS, coming into that DRS zone, and Teza Muzza has got the measure of him at the moment. Matty Pitt within 3/10 of Latifi at the moment, looking down the inside with the DRS open, nothing doing there. Pete Stewart still on the back of Mike Law at the moment, and Andrew Pittsmith is reeling these guys in ninth place. He's bringing that gap down. It was about 5 seconds a couple of laps ago. It's now down at under 3, so Andrew Pittsmith is absolutely driving the wheels off of that at the moment as Mike Law trying to defend from Pete Stewart. Pete Stewart trying to come back in him here after Mike Law made the move on him a couple of laps ago, and we've still got Kenny on the back of Darren at the moment. 7/10 between those two, a couple of seconds back to Latifi, who's gapped Matty Pitt a little bit. Matty's managed to gap these two, Mike and Pete Stewart, whilst they're battling it out, and Andrew's now got the gap down at 2.3 seconds as Matty Pitt is into the pits. And I tell you what, he's the last driver I expected to be coming into the pits early, because he started on the medium tyres, but he's coming in to put another set of tyres on. Now, what does he put on? Does he put the softs on maybe? He's got to use 2 compounds. Oh, he's changing his front wing. That's why. He's got damage. But Matty Pitt stopping in the box, and he's put the soft tyres on. So can he go 13 laps on the soft tyres? That would be a big ask for him. But I wouldn't put it past him. Kenny is on the back of Darren coming down towards turn 3, but he's too far back to make anything happen there. Similar story with Pete Stewart. He's just a little bit too far back on Mike Law at the moment as they come into turn 3. You've got Teza Muzza's now opened up over a second of a gap to George, but Kenny is very, very close on Darren at the moment. Now we'll be looking to try and force him into a mistake if he can pretty shortly, you would imagine at this point. But it's been dramatic so far. As we can see, Kenny now looking down the outside, and he's got the run here on Darren, and Darren hugs the curb. It looked like he was coming into the pits there, didn't it? But Kenny's got the move done around the outside there, and Kenny's up into 3rd place here in this race as they're coming over the line to start lap 7 of the race. So, wow, Kenny made that look quite easy around the outside of Darren. Not really too many other battles going on. This is really where it's at this point. Darren will have DRS coming up towards turn 2, but he's used all of his battery there, so that's going to be really hurting him. Kenny has got a little bit left. In fact, Kenny hasn't got much more than Darren has. Kenny, a huge wiggle there coming out of turn 2, and he's got a time penalty as well. A 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Darren moves up the inside there and back up into the 3rd spot once again. These two trading places in this battle for the podium. Great stuff here from these two since this race has begun. They have been at each other's throat here in this one. They're falling a little bit off to the back of George, who's running in 2nd place, and George has lost a bit of time to Teza Muzza, who is currently now pulling out the gap at the front of about 2 seconds here. So Teza Muzza clearly with the pace. We saw in qualifying Teza Muzza was the man to be, and he is continuing in that vein of form at the moment. As we've got a Discord message from Matty Pitt saying, "I am validated at turn 1 in this one-shot qualifying." Oh no, Matty. It could have been onto a good one. We don't know what he would have done had he not had that lap invalidated. But we see the race leader Teza Muzza is into the pits right now, and the pack's going to be coming past here. So Darren comes through, Kenny comes through. There's Latifi and Mike Law coming through. There's Pete Stewart as well. Andrew Pittsmith will be getting ahead of Teza Muzza as well as Teza Muzza emerges from the pits. Does he? Where's Matty Pitt? Matty Pitt's coming through the penultimate corner due to those first few laps. The woes that he had at the start of this race means he's a long way back, and has got a lot of work to do here in this one. He's a long way off of Teza Muzza right now, but George SSJ leading the race by 6 seconds here with the pit stop of Teza Muzza. Obviously he's up into the lead now, but we're expecting Teza Muzza to have the net race lead once all is said and done with the pit stops. As we see, Mike Law there has got a 3-second time penalty, and that's another one there. That's another one to add to his resume in this race, so he wants to be careful of that, because you don't want to be getting up too many time penalties at this point. Should have asked Matty Pitt before the race what the whole procedure is actually with the as we can see Andrew going a little bit deep there. Teza Muzza swoops back up the inside, but Teza will be wanting to clear this traffic as soon as he can. As we can see, the others into the pits now. So George, Darren, Kenny, Latifi and Mike Law all coming into the pits at the same time. Kind of handy for Teza Muzza really, because he doesn't really get to lose too much time. George is coming out of the pits now, and what's the gap between Teza and George? Looks like it's gone up, to be fair. That gap's a little bit more than it was. It was around 2 seconds. It's now up at 5 seconds between the net first and second, with Pete Stewart still yet to come in and make his pit stop. Teza Muzza's really won over the course of this pit window, as he's now going to be allowed straight through by his teammate Pete Stewart, and through Teza Muzza goes to probably take the win in this sprint qualifying qualifying. P. Cheward still to pit. We've got George running in that second place. Darren there in fourth. Has got Kenny still on the back of him right now, but these two separated by just over a second at the moment. Tia Latifi running in a net P5 at this point. Mike Law is currently tied in a battle with P. Cheward. We'll see how that develops once P. Cheward comes in, as Andrew Pittsmith has now got the move done on Matty Pitt there into turn 3 and is up into 8th place here in this race. But P. Cheward there running about a second behind Teza Muzza, needs to come into the pits over the course of at some point between now and the rest of the race, but he's staying out for the time being then. Matty Pitt trying to get back onto the rear of Andrew Pittsmith. These two still going at it here for 8th place. Just a quick reminder to anybody watching this back afterwards, it is a sprint qualifying session. It's not actually it doesn't actually count for any championship points as far as I'm aware. This is just a sprint qualifying session to set the grid for Tuesday's race, and then I think Thursday, I don't know how they set the grid for Thursday, possibly another sprint qualifying session throughout the week, I don't know. I'm very new to the Purple Sector Racing League, but they asked me if I'd be up for doing their comms, and I said yes, of course I would. I'd love to, and so here we are. But right now Teza Muzza's got the gap of about 2.6 seconds over P. Cheward, another couple of seconds back to George, but George is keeping the gap at around 5 seconds to Teza Muzza, so George has got the pace to match Teza Muzza. We've seen it over the course of this race so far, but I think he's just made a couple of mistakes, and really that's put pay to him, because you see like the gap's staying at about 5 seconds. It's not really going up much at all, but I think that Teza Muzza's got a lot of consistency. Maybe George just needs to rein that in and get a little bit more consistent. But we see there George is going to be moving into second place because P. Cheward is into the pits. So George moves through into P2. Kenny's still on the back of Darren right now. The gap's under a second, and he'll have DRS coming down this part of the track to just get him that a little bit closer. Darren, fastest lap of the race there, so he's done a 106 dead. I wonder what Kenny did, because Kenny's been on the back of him, but Kenny must have lost a little bit of time on that lap there, as we see P. Cheward there just coming out of the pits now and off and on his way once again. Mike Law's on the back of Tia Latifi here, and he's going to breeze past him up the hill up towards turn 2. Easy does it there for Mike Law. Remember, he's got that time penalty, so that could come back to bite him on the bum by the time we get to the end of the race, but for the time being Mike Law is up into 5th place. Great stuff there from him. Kenny's still on the back of Darren coming in towards turn 3, but at the moment Darren has got the measure of him there, as Matty Pitt trying to get something done here with Andrew Pittsmith coming into turn 3. Nothing doing at the moment though. On board with Kenny as he's trying to put the pressure on Darren at this point. Lap 11 of 18 here, so we're coming towards the back end of this sprint qualifying here at Purple Sector Racing League, streamed on the Motive Racing channel. We're going to be streaming this league from now on for the foreseeable future, and we're also streaming quite a few other leagues as well here on the Motive channel, so tune in throughout the week. We're going to be streaming 7 days a week from now on here on the channel. We're going to be getting plenty of racing action on the PlayStation platform, as we can see Kenny crawling over the curve a little bit there, coming through turn 1, trying to get something done here with Darren. He'll have DRS, he'll have the ERS as well up the hill. He'll get another helping of it actually out of turn 2, but here he comes. He might not need the DRS on the second straight, because he's going to do him in towards turn 2, but Darren's holding it around the outside, and brilliant stuff there from Darren. And Kenny just seemed to get a little bit hesitant out of that corner there. Did Darren use up most of his ERS? Yeah, he did, to be fair, but Kenny not close enough to make anything happen here, as Andrew Pittsmith has picked off Tia Latifi up into 5th place, and now it looks as though Matty Pitt's going to try and join the party here as well. We've got a safety car. Why have we got a safety car? We've got a safety car. What's happening? Was it because of Smurfy crashing out of the race? I thought he'd already... Well, we've got a safety car here, so Teza Muzza coming in for a free pit stop. He'll come out in at least 3rd, possibly 2nd here. He might come out in between George and Darren, as George comes in as well. Where's Darren going to come in? Looks like Darren's coming in. What about Kenny? Kenny's coming in. Looks like they're all coming in here, so they're all making a pit stop, making the most of the safety car period. What about Andrew? Andrew's staying out. Andrew Pittsmith staying out. Is he going to be able to gain much here though? Because George is out of his pit box now. Andrew Pittsmith's coming down to start-finish, so I think... Ooh, I tell you what, it's going to be tight here. Andrew Pittsmith, by staying out, has inherited 2nd place here in this race, so he's gone for track position. George will be on the fresh soft, so that's Andrew and Tia Latifi have both decided to stay out on their medium tyres, which will comfortably get them to the end, but guys like George on the fresh soft will have a lot more pace by the time we get to the closing laps of this race, or indeed straight off the bat, as soon as this safety car period ends, we're going to see George a lot quicker than these guys in front of him. But safety car here at the Red Bull Ring for the Austrian Grand Prix sprint qualifying here at Purple Sector Racing League. Check out the Purple Sector Racing League in the comment, or not in the comments, in the description down below if you're interested in joining. Also join us at www.motiveracing.com. We're the guys streaming this. We both host leagues. The Purple Sector Racing League does the sprint qualifying on Saturday and then runs races. The actual races are on Tuesday and Thursday. But sprint qualifying on Saturday, and yeah, check it out. Check out the Discord. We'll be back very shortly, guys, for the restart. Stay tuned. Check. Here we are, guys. We're back underway once again for the restart. We've got 4 laps left to go here at the Red Bull Ring for the sprint qualifying here at the Purple Sector Racing League, and Teza Muzza has absolutely left them for dead on the restart. Andrew Pittsmith there in second place has got Tia Latifi behind him. George SSJ looking to try and make quick progress here on Tia Latifi. He's pulling out of the slipstream there and up into third place there for George, but he's already 3.5 seconds behind the race leader Teza Muzza, as we've got Darren there in 5th ahead of P. Cheward. You've got Kenny, Mike Law and Matty Pitt there running in P9 and last here in this race, but Kenny's got ahead of P. Cheward, and these two side by side there on the exit of turn 2, as we can see Kenny trying to hang it around the outside here, but P. Cheward's going to get that run, and it's going to have the momentum here coming down the hill towards turn 3. P. Cheward is on the inside and has that preferred line, as Darren's got ahead of Tia Latifi into turn 3 there. Great stuff there from Darren, as P. Cheward's dropping down the order. He's lost out to Mike Law as well, and could lose out to Matty Pitt, on board with Matty Pitt, as he's looking to try and knock P. Cheward while he's down here. Crawls over the curb a little bit there. Oh, as we can see Mike Law going very wide. Darren spins out there coming through Lauder Curve, and Matty Pitt's going to pick off Tia Latifi, who got very out of shape there coming on the exit of Berger. So that's Matty Pitt gaining 3 places there in the space of a few corners, and he'll be absolutely laughing as he comes through that lot. But P. Cheward's got out of Tia Latifi up into 7th place, and Teza Muzza's already opened a 3-second gap here to Andrew Pittsmith at the moment. Teza Muzza running away with this lead right now. Andrew Pittsmith now 3 seconds adrift. You've got George SSJ running pretty close to the back of Andrew. We wanted to clear him as quick as he can because he's on those soft tyres and he'll have better pace at at this point. Darren there has got Kenny looking to try and hassle him coming into turn 2. Has a look, does Kenny, but he's too far back at the moment. Matty Pitt there running in 6th place as George has gone ahead of Andrew up into 2nd place. George has done that one into P2. Andrew's now going to try and come back at him. Is he down the hill? Has a little look, too far back at the moment is Andrew to make anything happen there. Tezza Muzzolo is absolutely breaking away at this point, and they've got 2.5 laps here left in this race in this little sprint qualifying session, which will set the grid obviously for Tuesday's race. But Andrew's still in the back of George right now. Darren there running 1.2 seconds behind. We've got Kenny there running in 5th place, but he's dropping off at the back of Darren a little bit. Matty's trying to pressure Kenny here. Matty's taken a while to get into this race, but he seems to be getting into his stride now, and he can see a podium actually within his grasp at this point, so it's not too far away. Tezza there's done the fastest lap of the race, no surprise there, absolutely running away with this one here in the closing stages. George SSJ has got himself into P2, but he's too far back I think to make any impression here on the race leader. Darren's still in the back of Andrew. Can he put pressure on him for the podium spots? They've got Kenny and Matty Pitt not too far behind him as well, isn't it? We've got Tina Tiffy into the pits here at the end of lap 16. About a lap and a half left in this race. Darren is pretty close. Andrew wide, very, very wide there. Out of turn 2, gets a little bit out of shape, and that will allow Darren the run. He's too far back, I think. He's just going to get there a little bit too late into turn 3, and Darren's not going to be able to make anything happen there with Andrew right now. We've got Matty Pitt still trying to put the pressure on Kenny here. These two are falling off at the back of Andrew and Darren a little bit over the last lap and a bit, as we see Tia Latifi just coming to the end of the pit lane now, just as Mike Law comes through to move up into 8th place. Kenny has got a 3-second time penalty. So Kenny's picked up a penalty there. We don't know what penalty Matty Pitt's got, but Matty could be on for a P5 by the time we get to the end of this race. Darren's still trying to get onto the back of Andrew, but coming in towards the business end of this race right now. Andrew's got 3 seconds, Kenny's got 6, Matty's got 3. So as it stands, Matty will pick up P5 in this race by the time we get to the checkered flag, but that could all change on this last lap. As it stands, Darren would take P3 in this race because Andrew's got a 3-second time penalty. So Andrew would move down to P4, Darren move up to P3, and Kenny would drop down to P6 behind Matty, who would take P5. As Darren's done the move there on Andrew, so he's down the inside there into turn 2, but he holds it on the outside as Andrew. Brilliant racing there from Andrew Pittsmith. Really managed to get the best exit coming out of turn 2. He got great traction there around the outside, and Darren couldn't do anything about it. Kenny and Matty Pitt in hot pursuit, but the race is coming towards his final half a lap here. Darren a little bit of a wiggle coming out of turn 3, but he should be safe there in 4th place on the track. Andrew Pittsmith though looks like he's going to hold on the track at least for 3rd place, and George SSJ's made a mistake because he's now falling into the clutches of Andrew Pittsmith. But the race leader Tezza Muzza coming into the penultimate corner of the lap here at the Red Bull Ring. He will start on pole position for Tuesday's race here at Purple Sector Racing League as he comes up towards the line. Great driving from Tezza Muzza tonight, was dominant in the one-shot qualifying and absolutely took the bull by the horns in the race. Great stuff there from Tezza Muzza. George SSJ holds on for P2 and will start on the front row for Tuesday ahead of Andrew Pittsmith, who loses out to Darren on the penalties. So Darren 3rd, Andrew 4th, then Matty Pitt will start P5 ahead of Kenny in 6th. P2 at 7th, followed by Mike Law, who's coming round the half a lap here in 8th place, and Tia Latifi, having made that impromptu pit stop at the end, will finish it in 9th place here. But Tezza Muzza, can't really fault him, didn't really talk much about him in that race, to be fair. Just walked off into the sunset, and we'll start on pole for Tuesday's race. But you know, honourable mentions to the guys who had that great battle in the mid-pack. Darren, Andrew, Matty Pitt, great scrap from all of them, and Kenny as well, Pete Stewart. It was a great racing from all of the boys there. But that is that here at Purple Sector Racing League for tonight. As for Tia TV, he's just going through the final couple of corners here. Here he comes out onto the start finish now to finish the race. He'll start P9. All of those who couldn't make it for tonight will have to start from the back. Actually, funnily enough, in reverse order of the championship. So those who weren't here, who are high flying in the championship, will have to start right at the back, and those who finished, those who are sort of lower down in the championship who weren't here, will start in the mid pack, if that makes sense. So it's going to be a bit of an interesting one seeing that. But that is your podium for the sprint qualifying session here then. Tezza Muzza taking the W here, but the job's only half done. George SSJ finishing in second ahead of Darren in third. Andrew Pittsmith fourth ahead of Matty Pitt fifth, followed by Kenny sixth. Pichu at seventh, Michael eighth, Tia Latifi in ninth, and S. Murphy crashed out midway through the race. But once again, I want to thank everybody for checking this out. Hopefully the drivers enjoyed watching this back afterwards. If you did, share it with your friends, family members and other associates, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers everybody, we'll see you later.